What's up, everyone? Alright, today we're going to be reviewing the Doyle heavy duty wire strippers. You don't have to watch this entire video. I highly recommend these things. These things are amazing. I have a non-Doyle set that I've had probably for 10 years and I love them, and we were going through and replacing some of our older tools. Realized Doyle had a set of these, so immediately picked them up. If you don't know what these things are, I don't know if that's a better view for y'all. What they are is they're multi-gauge wire stripper. You stick the wire in from here, you crimp down, it crimps it, pulls the wire off, and takes the insulation off of wires. So to demonstrate that, this is 22 gauge, and these go all the way up to 10 to 8 gauge depending on how thick the insulation is. So you have a little chart, or a little listing really, of all your different gauges, and really you don't have to be too particular about it. Just find the hole that fits the best. So this, I'm going to use the 18 gauge one. And so here from this side, hopefully you can see that, this little bar comes down, holds the wire, while this side has the cutters on it. And you just do that and you're done. Simple as that. So for those of you who use these, I'll cut off me a piece, you're probably familiar with trying to gently cut the insulation off and then pull it out. And so the danger with that is you can cut into your copper lines, not do a good job. These are super sharp. These are Monvics. Monvic just sent me this set, the 180s and the 170s. We'll get to them in a little bit. And I'll tell you, Monvic sharpens the junk out of their cutters. These things are super sharp. But that's for the next video. Point is though, this is annoying, especially if you have a dull pair of wire cutters. Also, you'll probably be familiar with trying to cut it with a razor blade, and that's dangerous. And also, same problems, you can nick the copper wire. So especially on these smaller gauge wires, there's only a few strands of wire in them. So if you end up nicking one of them or cutting one of them, you're reducing your gauge down even more. So these Doyles are awesome for pulling off insulation. And they do, like I said, up to 10 to 8 gauge, somewhere in there. We got a piece of thicker wire from the Harbor Freight wire set. I'm the hugest fan of this. It's a nice little set. It's a good little desktop set. But the amount of wire they give you, you're not running long runs with this. So like on the smaller gauges, I think you get you get over 50. You get 64 of the 22, 62 of the 20. But then in the bigger gauges, this is 10 gauge, you only get 14 feet. And so if you need a long run, you're probably not going to be able to get to where you're going with this one. But we'll cut off a little piece of this, and just to show that this thing can do 10 gauge, stick it in the 10 gauge slot, turn around this way so you can see. Just like that, you got a nice perfect cut on your insulation, so you can add any kind of termination end that you want to these, and so it's nice and clean. The other cool thing about the Doyles that my set doesn't have, and I'm completely jealous of, is the fact that these Doyles have a wire cutter built into them. Right here, you got a double bladed wire cutter, and this is literally first time I've ever used this, so if it goes horrible, didn't say I didn't warn you. Okay, no, they're awesome. Of course they are. They're Doyles. Doyle makes really good stuff. And so this is one of those things. If you are needing any kind of wire stripping, and you're doing it all the time, installing speaker systems, awesome for it. Basically anything, really. I mean, there's 1,000 different applications that you could be using small gauge wire for. And like I said, the Doyles are really well made, heavy duty. I mean, they don't feel cheap at all. That's actually one thing I like about this one compared to my other one. My other ones were, although they've lasted a long time, they were a little lightweight. I kind of felt that with those ones that I have, which like I said, they're not Doyles. They aren't even Harbor Freight brand at all. I think I picked them up at Home Depot or Lowe's. They were just light gauge aluminum. I kind of felt like I could damage them at some point in time. But either way, These Doyles are awesome, highly recommended. It's like a once in a lifetime purchase. You'll probably never have to replace these if you don't abuse them. People, stop abusing your tools. I'm tired of seeing on the Harbor Freight community posts of people breaking their stuff because they don't know what they're doing. Alright, look guys, side note. I know this is about wire cutters, but I'm annoyed at this. Some guy posted on one of the Harbor Freight groups on Facebook that he broke his Pittsburgh breaker bar. And then he showed how he was using it. He put a 4-foot pipe and was hanging on it. Of course you're going to break it. It's not designed to have a 4-foot pipe on it. It's designed to be as long as it is and take the force that you can put on something that long. You had a 4-foot pipe on it, you're putting a gazillion tons more pressure on the ball joint there, and it's not built for that. So don't say it's a cheap tool because it broke because you abused it. You know, read about your tools, learn about your tools, don't abuse your tools. Yeah. Anyways, so end of that story. The Doyles are awesome. I love them. No matter if you can't get them with a coupon or not, like I said, this is going to be like a once-in-a-lifetime purchase. You're going to purchase this one time. As long as you don't abuse it or lose it, you'll have these the rest of your life. So if you do a lot of wire installs, or even really if you do it a couple times a year that you need to do a piece of wire, this thing will pay for itself in the aggravation-free insulation removal. So highly recommended. If you need them, get them. Hey guys, don't forget, giving away some Icon tools, an extendo ratchet, added that to it, a couple of little things we haven't shared with you yet. But we're giving them away once we hit 1,000 subscribers, so go ahead and hit that subscribe button and get yourself entered into the free drawing. Alright y'all, now for something serious. How does the Doyle heavy duty wire strippers fare in a zombie apocalypse? Well, they're pretty heavy. I mean, you could use them kind of like as like a hand weapon. You know, rolling nickels would do you better. Other than that, there is some utility to them. Might have to do some generator repair. Might have to run some wires around. I'm not saying that they're the first thing you should grab in a zombie apocalypse, but you know, a couple years after and you're starting to rebuild society, I think definitely you could use them in your toolbox. It's definitely a tool that has a lot of utility value. But because they're small and you probably don't need them right away, I'd have to give them like a 1, maybe a 2. Like, it's definitely something you want in your toolbox eventually, but a pair of wire cutters works better in a zombie apocalypse because you can use them to cut chain link fence and stuff. But yeah, so with these, I don't know, maybe a 1 or 2, but I definitely recommend them for your toolbox. Awesome tool. Hey everyone, just want to let you know I'm not affiliated with Harbor Freight and they're not sponsoring me yet. I'm just doing this because I love Harbor Freight and all their tools. I've had lots of great experiences with them and they're always helpful. The staff is really knowledgeable and it's really, for the most part, the best bang for your buck. So just want to make it clear, definitely not sponsored yet, Harbor Freight. Call me. And I hope y'all enjoy the videos.